So there's four main ways to gain money. You either trade your time for money, you trade information for money, you give a product or service for money, or you put something to work for money. Now, this was actually a quote from Andrew Tate, or actually officially Emory Andrew Tate III, which is he's an American British internet personality and former professional kickboxer. Following his kickboxing career, Andrew Tate began offering paid courses and memberships through his website and later rose to fame as an online influencer.
There are four main ways to getting money. You either trade your time for money, you trade information for money, you give a product or a service for money, or you put something to work for money. I'll say that again. We're going to go through them one by one. These are the main ways that money will arrive in your bank account. Remember what I just told you guys, the four main things about cash, how it works, how you gotta attack it, identify where it's moving, etc. These are the four main ways money is made.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about Andrew Tate, but I also want to talk to you more so about Andrew Tate's philosophy of money. And it says here that Andrew Tate has an estimated net worth of roughly $355 million and was recently seen here in Dubai driving his brand new Bugatti Chiron that cost him roughly 5.1 or 5.2 million US dollars. Now, Andrew Tate has explained that the four basic concepts or ways to gain more money, and we're going to do a deep dive and go through them one by one. So if you're interested in these types of videos and learning how and understanding how money works, and most importantly, how to get more of it, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so Andrew Tate said that these are the main ways that money will arrive in your bank account. Let me just start off by saying that if nothing else happens, after you finish watching this short video, remember what Andrew Tate just told us all about money and how to get it. So the four main things about cash: how it works, how you got to attack it, identify where it's moving, things like that. These are the four main ways money is made. First is time for money. Now, this is what most jobs are, and there's nothing wrong with a job. A lot of people are going to come and say, quit your job. No, there's nothing wrong with having a job, and it's better than doing nothing. But this is the first level. This is the first level on how to make money. So what you do when you have a job is you give up your time to get some cash. So a guy will say, if you stand here all day, I'll give you X amount of money. And you agree, and you give up your time to make money. Like this pilot gives up his time, hopefully to make money flying passengers around when I'm recording my videos. Now, the problem with giving up your time for money is what? It's who know? Like, comment down below if you know the problem with giving up your time to make money. I've already expressed this in other videos, but I'm going to tell you the problem here. And the problem is you only have a certain amount of time. It's very difficult to get rich if you give up your time for money, because you have a certain amount of time and you need to sleep, you need to eat, you got other stuff you got to do. So you haven't got the time to sit there and get rich. Not that way. So time for money is great. And obviously the more valuable your time is, the better. And that's fine. You can make more, but you still have a finite amount of time. And this is the problem with trading your time for money. And I think I may have expressed this to you guys in a previous video. that if you're a professional, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, you got a PhD or something of that nature, and you are charging upwards of over $500, over $1,000 an hour, trading your time for money probably isn't that bad. One, you're probably not trading too much of your time, where maybe you're not going in for 8-hour shifts, or you're not pulling 12-hour shifts, and or you're not working 40 hours a week, or maybe you only choose to work a couple days. So you trade your time directly for money, but your time is so valuable that you get paid so much for the time that it makes it extremely worth it. Meanwhile, it allows you more time to do other things that more than likely will be income producing, and also you have the money available to then invest in your off time, using that money to make you more money. So next is information. Now, trading information for money. Now, according to Andrew Tate, the good thing about getting information for money is that your time is not explicitly linked. So if you do something like a video giving information, that one video, one YouTube video, one TikTok video, one Instagram video, whatever video, Vimeo, Truth Social, whatever platform you put it on, that one video, you can film it one time, but it can be given out or sold 1,000,000 times, and you get paid every single time. Movie stars, actors, actresses, Hollywood, they get paid one time, or I'm sorry, they record the video, the movie, the film, the TV show, the commercial once, and then their contracts allow them to get paid in perpetuity as they are continuously shown and sold. But your time is no longer directly linked to the money. So as Andrew Tate would say, a lot of people make money purely on information, and he's one of them. And this can be done lots of different ways. The way that we're engaging right now on YouTube, the way that you engage with other creators on YouTube. Actually, my nephew, he just got affiliated with Twitch. Now he has the ability to earn income online through different platforms, but it can be done in a lot of different ways, and it can be done with so many different platforms. And it's like I said, what we're doing right now for the folks out there who are trying to get their YouTube channels going, do it. I know I got a member in the group. He's been grinding hard since he signed up. I know he's going to get monetized here in just a few days. Congratulations, early congratulations. But Andrew Tate said that it can be done a lot of different ways, and it can be done with what we're doing right now, YouTube. And he himself, Andrew Tate, is making money based on what he knows right now. Andrew Tate is selling information to so many people, and he knows, Andrew Tate says that the information and that what he's providing and how he's providing it, there are also high-level consultants doing the same thing. So I don't know if he's necessarily classifying himself as a consultant, but it is not unheard of for folks to have consulting roles that allow them the ability to make money by sharing information. Information is valuable. We live in the age of information. And then another thing is that Andrew Tate says that some of the two most important things in the world today are information and attention. If you have information and you can get the attention, you'll be rich. Think about that. Let that sink in. If you have the information and you can get the attention, you'll be rich. You'll have the opportunity to be rich. Some people spend it before they get it. Some people spend it faster than they make it. Different story. But because that pilot is back again, he's making circles. All right. So if you can get attention, people are going to pay attention to you. And if you have information to give them, you're going to be rich. Now, Andrew Tate gave this webinar as an example of how a person who can attract attention and who also has information, can make money by way of those two traits. So information for money is better than time for money, especially if you have a way of multiplying the ways in which you can deliver the information for money versus just a typical one-on-one session. Multiple streams of income. Multiply yourself. Multiply your money. Make your money work for you, earning while you're sleeping. Now, every single person out here today, everybody, there must be something that you know. And again, I told you guys, I want this to be a daily motivation and an encouragement as I'm spreading knowledge, wisdom, and truth with you guys. Knowledge, information, and most importantly, the truth. Everybody knows something. If anybody's emailed me and asked me how to get started and what channel they should create or what business they should go into, odds are you received a response from me that asks two questions in response to your question. The first one being, what are you good at? And the second one being, what do you enjoy? And depending on your responses to those two questions will help determine a direction to go in which you can find a means of producing an income from what you're good at and or what you enjoy. But at the end of the day, both of those boil down to the information that you have, what you know. And everybody knows something. And there's a lot of people out there that want to learn something or see something or experience something or be shared something. So if you know something that others don't know, that's what Andrew Tate says, it doesn't matter if it's how to play guitar. Andrew Tate says it doesn't matter if it's how to play piano. It doesn't matter if it's how to fix a car. It doesn't matter what it is. Everybody has to have some information that other people find useful, and that information can be weaponized and it can be turned into money. Andrew Tate's words, living proof. And Andrew Tate gets into that a little bit later on how to do it. We're going to discuss that, but it's actually not very complicated. So at the end of the day, it boils down to a simple concept that you need to garner attention. You need to produce the videos or the subject material or the PDFs or whatever you want to do and explain to people what you know and establish credibility while doing it so they understand that they can trust you and they will pay attention to you while paying for that information. And, sometimes I get some negative comments. I get some negative feedback, which is cool. Hey guys, look, if you're going to step into this arena, if you're going to step onto this stage, whether you do it the way that I'm doing it or you do it in another way that I have explained and shared with some of you folks, members of the groups, on how this can be done without even showing your face on the platform. You can do faceless videos. I can show you a channel that was just started a few weeks ago, and it's already picking up thousands of views every single day, on its way to being monetized probably in less than 60 days, earning massive amounts of revenue with no face associated with it. But regardless, face or not, there are going to be folks out there that are going to provide hateful, mean, comments and feedback that's unnecessary. Most of which are probably, like, some of the ones that I receive are like, what's your credibility? What are your credentials? How do we know this, that, and the other? And also it's like, well, Kevin, nice for you sitting in this nice location or nice house or nice car or expensive this, that, and the other. And in my opinion, would you rather take the advice of someone trying to teach you how to succeed financially, how to build wealth, how to grow passive income streams, how to build businesses, how to make money, how to survive a recession, how to beat inflation, how not to get wiped out and swallowed whole and crushed in this economic reset of a collapse? Would you rather take that information from someone who's done it, or would you rather take the information from someone who's homeless, living on the street out of a cardboard box, albeit somehow, some way has the ability to create videos and post them online, but that's neither here nor there. It's mere semantics. Which one would you rather take that advice from? Forget what you see. Pay attention to the message, the information that I'm actually bringing to you that I'm willing to bet 99% of folks watching, listening are going to ignore the true message and get hung up on some superficial visual appearance or some sort of hatred towards me that's unwarranted and unnecessary that honestly doesn't bother me any. But with that being said, you want to establish credibility. So let people know, explain to them, prove to them, show them your resume that you know what you're doing, what you're talking about. And with that, they'll pay for it. So Andrew Tate said, sit and think. What do I know that other people don't know? Think about that. So there must be something you know, and that information is valuable. I have this conversation with a close friend, colleague, business associate, business partner on a regular basis. And I have to continuously tell him not to discount the value that he has and that he brings. Because he'll look at something that is rocket science and he'll say, oh no, I don't need to make a video about that and show people. Everybody knows that. I'm like, dude, it's rocket science. Nobody knows that. Show that, share that. Bring that knowledge and that education and that information. It's valuable. Then you have to convince people of the value and then convince them to come buy it from you. But sometimes you don't have to convince them. Sometimes I guess the word convince it's not like persuade or anything like that. Sometimes convincing is literally, if you ever been somewhere and seen a demonstration of how a product works. I remember we used to go to the auto show, the AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution auto show all the time. And every year there would be a booth and a stage, and they would put on a demonstration to show you how these chamois worked and how well they dried cars and how absorbent they were and how many different uses they had besides drying cars. You could use them around the house and all sorts of things. And then people would buy them. That was convincing people to spend the money. That was convincing people to buy. Not like persuading them and trying to, fast talk them and sell them. It was just, hey, let me just show you how this works. Let me just show you the value. And people were convinced to buy. Now, next, Andrew Tate said that this is what most businesses do. And they provide a product or a service for money. And now, so this is different from information. Because even though if you provide a service, you have information. So let's just say you fix cars. Andrew says if you fix cars, you know how to fix cars. Tate says that you have the information, but you're not selling the information. You're selling the service, which is slightly different. And the information would be selling me a book on how to fix my own car while the service is coming here to fix it for me. So a product or service that sells for money, This is very simple. This is easy. This is what most businesses do. They get a product or a service and they sell it for a markup. This is like lemonade stand. The difference would be selling a service would be selling the lemonade. Selling information would have a stand that sells you how to make the lemonade. See, that's the difference. Now, Andrew Tate said this is actually the way that most mega businesses make money. But in the modern world, it's quite difficult to do. And it's difficult to do, according to Andrew Tate, because most products and services are monopolized. They're monopolized because everyone's already selling everything, and we live in a global economy now, and there's no product you can think of that I can't go on Amazon or Alibaba or AliExpress or eBay or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, Etsy, and find it cheaper from China. And they'll sell it at basically a penny, maybe 2 pennies on a markup. So Tate says that the product route is getting harder unless you're very, very unique and you build a brand, which is something we're going to get into next. And he's absolutely right. If you guys have ever watched Shark Tank, you see the products, you see the pitch, they've got to be genius, which is still interesting to me to see how today folks can still come up with genius products, some of which even the simplest products, and sell them for multiple $1 million valuations and become super rich. It can still happen. It's just a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult, But if you're willing to put in the work and figure out the right product, then there's absolutely a place for you when it comes to building wealth by selling a product. Now, Tate says the service is fine, but you know what the problem with service is that service is once again linked to your time. And if you're providing a service, you're still giving up your time directly for money. Let me know if you guys understand that. So the product angle is slightly different and much more difficult, but the service angle is very difficult because the time angle makes it more difficult. So far, the only angle we have that will allow you to make money scalable out and beyond is information for your money so far. Next, Andrew Tate says putting something else to do, or something or someone else to do the work for you. Now, this is what corporations and the mega rich people do. Andrew Tate says they either get people to work for them or they get their money to work for them. So to keep their time free, they make other people or other things give up their time. Which, if you think about it, if you want to put your money to work for you and you want to put people to work for you, that means you have to put your money to work for you by paying the people to work for you. But it can return some healthy profits if you're in the right business and you don't go crazy with the employees. It's a lot of moving pieces to this, but we're seeing the effects of that happening right now with some of the changes that are going on in business, some of the employment statuses, some of the news announcements, the hiring freezes, the layoffs, the terminations, this, that, and the other, the cuts, businesses closing, bankruptcies, defaults, but it still can be done. So a company, Andrew Tate says that a company will come along with a service. It will advertise its service. It will then hire people. And number one, it will get people to work for them. And then those people will give up their time in exchange for a wage. Give up their time in exchange for a wage, and then the company will keep the money. So the owner of the company, although the owner has to manage things and his time is not explicitly linked to the income, now the super wealthy people do this, and they get their money to work for them. And if your money works for you, it's even better than the people. But same time, the people are benefiting because they're being paid to do these jobs that they wouldn't have done otherwise, because they are workers. They're not business owners. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not risk takers. They're not creators. Andrew Tate says that because people need to be managed a lot more than your money doesn't need to be managed so much. Money just typically works, sort of. Don't get carried away with that. So if you have millions of dollars and you put them in a 10%, you can get a 10% return or something, or even a 3%. If you can get a return on your money, you're going to see a return. You're going to see some riches coming through on the interest without actually having to do anything. So making your money make you money is great. Andrew Tate says, but you can't only live off this money. But Andrew Tate also says that you could only live off this money if you already have a lot of money. So, it takes money to make money, basically. And if you're only making 3%, you're really not making money in today's economy with inflation the way that it is. You're really not making money. So you'd have to have a lot of money to make that 3% and have a really tight budget where you're not spending anything. But Andrew Tate says that getting people to work for you is a little complicated. It's a complicated setup because you actually need to sell a product or service to get most people to work for you. And then you need to manage the people. So for a long period of time, you're not going to have your time free. And this is the first thing. And that is like a little bit of a double-edged sword, because not only do you have to put your money to work. You got three heads here. You got to put your money to work. You got to hire the people, but you got to have the product to sell. And again, those products are more difficult to sell in this economy, let alone for the fact that people can just go online and buy a competitor's product for basically nothing. But the second thing is that Andrew Tate says getting your money to work for you, you'll have to have a lot of money to live off of the work your money does, because it'll more than likely be tied up in trying to make more money. So you need a lot of money to get this to happen, and most people don't have enough money to put their money to work for them to live off of. Now, some do it through leveraging credit and loans and business loans and debt, but not everybody is able to do that. So Andrew Tate says, so that of the 4 main ways to make money, the best way to make money is information for your money. So information for money is your best bet at making money, especially online. A lot of case studies. If you guys want to know, comment down below. I'll show you all the folks out here making money online based on information, because people go to the internet for information. People go and Google things all day long. People are sitting there all day trying to get information, and there's plenty of free information, but still you'll be amazed if you can establish credibility and get the attention, how you can get people to not want the free information. They want the information from you that they're going to pay for. So let's imagine, again, you play the guitar, you're a guitar player. If I were to Google how to play guitar, I'm sure there would be endless free information telling me how to play the guitar. But if I see you playing the guitar and the way you play the guitar is really cool, and social media is really like popping, and you get lots of attention, you go viral, you got huge engagement, and you tell me that you're going to teach me how to play the guitar for the low price of, let's just say, like $100. I don't want to learn guitar from anybody. I want to learn guitar from you. I want to learn guitar from you for $100. I don't want the free guitar lesson. I want to know how you know, because you have credibility and you have the attention of many. And that's how you can charge for information. That's already free on the internet. And don't worry about that. Like, there's free stuff everywhere all the time, but there's still also ways that you can position yourself to provide information that people will pay for. Speaking of which, I am never contacting anybody in the comments through WhatsApp. I'm never asking for money. I'm never asking for anything. If you want to reach me, if you want to communicate with me, the only way to do it is through the links in the description. That's it. If you fall for scams in the comment section that pretend to be me because the avatar copied my face as a profile picture, then shame on you. Now, Andrew Tate says that he's not saying you can't make money any other way, but he is saying that that is your best bet at making a lot of money almost instantly online. Now, Andrew Tate says that the correct thing to do is to do all of them, obviously, multiple streams of income, diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Do all of them. And if you want to start, if you're starting at the very, very bottom, you need to be doing everything to make money, plain and simple. Especially now, because what is the end goal? What is the end game? The end goal is to be, I'm not going to say it's to be like Andrew Tate, but the end goal is to have money. Number 2, getting your money to work for you. And, you know, Andrew Tate is one of those people that has enough money now that he can take his money, give his money a job, and do nothing afterwards, and speak to nobody, sell to nobody, literally sleep, do whatever he wants to do, drive his $5.2 million Bugatti around Dubai, and still make money. But in order to get to that position, you need money. So that's the end goal. Andrew Tate said that getting your money to work for you is the key. And until you get there, you need to be doing everything to get there. So don't be wasting time. If you have spare time, you should be trading that time for money. A lot of people finish their job and go, oh, I finished my job, now I can relax. If you want to relax, that's fine. But Andrew Tate says that if you want to be rich, you don't have time to relax. You got to find something to do with your time that will make you more money. And if you have spare time, you should be trading that time for money.